Hi everybody and welcome to an Age of Fantasy Skirmish battle report. The Witch Hunter Morrigan and her group of human empire citizens will face the evil demon Maltrixa and her guard of Beastmen. The group has traveled together through the empty parts of Teniras. That way they have a higher chance of defending themselves and higher hopes that they won't attract attention from the Necromancers' wandering patrols. The group is led by the Witch Hunter Morrigan. She's accompanied by a mage, a foot knight, and a group of marksmen, as well as a group of regular folks from Teniras that have taken up arms to fight against evil. When they pass through a large forest, they notice the beginning of a foul ritual guided by a winged demon and guarded by beastmen. Certain that the ritual will strengthen the Necromancer, they decide to see if they can interrupt the ritual in time. Morrigan will now face the dangerous demon Maltrixa and hope to destroy her before she can do more evil. Morrigan is armed with a whip hand weapon and a crossbow, and she has regeneration. She attacks from the east along with the mage. He has a magic staff and a hand weapon, and he has caster 1, and the fanatics, all of them armed with sharp weapons, and they are furious. From the west, the foot knight leads the attack. He is armed with a hand weapon, and along with him 3 marksmen. They are armed with hand weapons and crossbows. All of them have hold the line that gives them +1 to morale tests. Maltrixa is a fury champion of war demon. She has flying, and she is armed with a long whip and a flame gauntlet. She has Warbound, that gives enemy an additional wound if they rolled 1 when they try to block her attacks. With her she has 2 elite beastmen. They are melee slayers and they are armed with heavy hand weapons. And then 2 group of warrior beastmen. One of them armed with spears that gives them counter, and the other one with hand weapons. And all the beastmen have bestial that force their opponents to reroll defense rolls of 6. The objective of this battle is simple. Whoever controls the area surrounding the altar at the end of round 4 will win. Maltrixa and her beastmen will roll the red-orange demon dice, and Morrigan will roll the purple dice. And the roll-off is a win for Maltrixa. The beastmen will activate first in round 1. As soon as the beastmen realize that there are enemies approaching, they will seek to protect Maltrixa and the altar. The group of warriors here with spears will block the bridge. With their spears, they will attack first, even though they are charged. And that will force the humans to cross the river here. And the fanatics will move in cover. They are not armed with ranged weapons. They have to get in close to be effective at. They are not really trained in combat, but we will see how they perform. The other group of warriors will rush towards the forest here. They will cover themselves between the trees. Not far from there, the knight and the 3 marksmen will have to decide where to go. The marksmen will advance 6 inches. They are armed with crossbows, and they have the beastmen in line of sight between the trees. They will try to hit them. They need 5s. And there is a reroll, and in the end, no hits. The elite warrior guarding the northwest area of the forest will rush forward. He won't fear any ranged attacks. Maybe he won't fear anything at all, in fact. Now, Morrigan. She positions herself at the edge of the river, and her range with her crossbow is 24 inches. She targets the beastmen, and she rolls double 6. 2 hits. The crossbow is rending. That will force the beastman to roll 6s, and he will roll none of them. He will take 2 wounds, 2 arrows from Morrigan, and he will have to roll on the wound chart. And that's a 4. It's too much for him. He stepped forward, brave in defense of Maltrixa, and he was shot down by Morrigan right away. The other elite beastman, furious now, charges the fanatics. He only has 1 attack, but he will hit with a 3. and that's with a weapon that will force the fanatics to roll very, very high. They have a weak defense to begin with. This won't make it better, and one fanatic will be chopped down by the axe of the Beastmen, and they will not hit anything in return. With Morrigan already busy with the elite Beastmen, the Mage here will have to deal with the group of warriors with spears, and he will use his one caster token to cast a fireball. And he is successful. The fireball will hit with 2 AP1 hits, and maybe more because it has fracture. So, if he rolls a 6, it will be with AP2, and that's exactly what happens. So one fireball will be with AP1, and the other with AP2. First, the Beastman will have to roll 5, and that is not a successful defense roll, and the other one fails as well. That takes out 2 Beastmen. They are engulfed in flames from a successful fireball magic attack, but the Mage is not finished yet. He also has a magic staff, and he will land 1 hit with that as well, and it's rending. He could eliminate the entire group of Beastmen. This one will also fail the defense roll. He will take 1 wound and roll on the wound chart. And he passes that roll, but he is shaken. What an attack from the Mage. Maltrixa will now activate, shocked by the events surrounding her. She will step into the forest, and she will attack with her very, very long whip. And the target is the Mage. She will hit with 1 of her whip attacks. And the Mage is not a defensive specialist. He needs a 6, and he rolls a 3. He will take 1 wound. Could be all over for him now. Well, he also passes the roll on the wound table, and he is shaken along with his Beastman opponent. The Foot Knight will rush forward. His full range will take him here, behind the fallen tree, not anywhere near Maltrixa. And that concludes the very first round of this brutal battle. Maltrixa and the Beastmen sure have been surprised by the attacks from the Mage and Morrigan. Round 2. But they will attack first in the second round, and the first unit to activate is the group of warriors, and they are within charge range of the marksmen. They will attack with 3 attacks, and they will hit with 4s. And only 1 hit. The marksmen also have a rather low defense, and they will fail the defense roll. 1 marksman will be killed. The 2 remaining marksmen can of course fight back with 2 hand weapon attacks. They will hit nothing. They force the Beastmen to step back. So far, they hold the line. The 2 fanatics who just lost their friend will of course charge the elite Beastmen. They of course only have 2 attacks, but they will hit with none of them, so that really don't matter. The Beastmen will not strike back, though. He has a completely different plan, so he will leave the fanatics to themselves and save his melee attack. Because now he will activate Run Around the Fanatics and instead charge Morrigan at the other side of the river. He hits with a 3. And he will not hit. In return, Morrigan now can try to whip him into whipped cream with her whip, and she whips him with 1 whip strike. The whip has no AP. The Beastman will defend with a 3. And he rolls a 1. He will be struck with the whip and take 1 wound. Could Morrigan remove him? No. Another low roll on the wound chart. He'll take 1 wound and be shaken. And then he will block the way for Morrigan. So Morrigan instead will have to move to the bridge. She advances to the edge of the bridge and targets the other Beastman here left behind in his group with her crossbow. This time, she is not nearly as effective. She will fail both shots. Maltrixa moves through the forest. She tries to stay in cover. She knows that the ranged attacks from the human could be the most dangerous part of this battle. She'll try to whip the fanatics, but she will not hit any of them. That move to the edge of the forest will leave her exposed to a charge from the Foot Knight, and he will take that chance immediately. He has 2 attacks, and he will hit with one of them. With his hand weapon, it's AP nothing, but Maltrixa is lightly dressed. She only has 5 in defense, but she'll roll 6. She will dodge and take no damage from the knight. Instead, she can fight back with her flame gauntlet. Luckily for the knight, she will fail the attacks. The Beastman at the bridge will remove his shaken. He will now guard that end of the bridge with his spear, and the mage will remove his shaken as well. That leaves the group of marksmen as the final unit to activate. They could move into range of Maltrixa, but they will try to see if they can thin out the beastmen attacking them. They have 2 shots. They will hit with 5s, and there is 1 hit. The crossbow is AP nothing, but rending, and that will give the beastmen a chance to defend with a 4, but 1 beastman will fail. They will thin out the herd here and leave only 2 beastmen to attack them next round. That concludes the second round. Maltrixa has been attacked. The humans approach the altar, and Morrigan is still not able to cross the river. There are still beastmen enough around the forest to stop the humans and make Maltrixa able to complete the ritual. Round 3. The beastmen will attack first, and they will again charge the marksmen. They have been decimated, this time only 2 attacks and again 1 hit. And that looks like another marksman will be hit and killed. Now only 1 can strike back, and he will actually hit with his hand weapon. But the beastmen are too strong for him. None of them will take damage, but he still stands in the way for them. The fanatics will leave fear behind them and attack Maltrixa. They hit on 5s, they look for 6s, but no furious hits. Instead, they will hit with 1 of their regular hits, and they have sharp weapons. They are AP1. Maltrixa will take a wound, and she will immediately strike back and hit 1 of them. And only 1 defense roll, of course, and that fails. Another 1 down, but 1 fanatic still standing. Maltrixa can now activate. She advances towards the altar to protect it, but she can still use her long whip as a ranged attack, and she will hit the Foot Knight with 1 attack, and he will not defend. He needed 6. He takes 1 wound and rolls 5 on the wound chart. He is whipped down by Maltrixa. The knight is out of this battle, and she now protects the altar. The mage has 2 possible ways to look, but he looks towards the beastmen guarding the bridge. He will try with another fireball, and that one will not hit. Now his magic staff. He has to get the beastmen out of the way for Morrigan. So a staff attack with 2 attacks and double ones. Far from anything. None of the mage's attacks will hit the beastman this time. And this beastman will remove his shaken. Now the lonely marksman will again run towards Maltrixa. He will leave the beastmen behind and instead target her. Loyal to the mission, but he will not hit her. The stubborn beastman at the bridge will not do anything. He will just activate and stay where he is. Lower his spear and await the charge, and it will come. Morrigan has no choice. She'll have to charge him, and that means, of course, he can strike her first. But he will not hit. She will avoid the spear, and instead she will attack 3 times with her whip. And there is 1 hit. 4 is needed in defense, and no defense roll. The beastman will take another wound and roll on the wound chart. But he'll still block the way, and even though he's shaken, he is still there, which is really, really bad. Morrigan can't pass him. The third round ends. So far, none of the forces are down to half strength or below, so no morale tests. And Maltrixa guards the altar. Round 4. Round number 4 will once again begin with the Beastmen. And they will again chase down the poor lonely marksman and try to finish him once and for all. And there is one solid hit for him to defend, and he will not. So he'll take 1 wound, and that could be his final breath. The roll on the wound chart is a 6, and he is out. He fought bravely while it lasted. Instead, the Beastmen will consolidate, and now they also approach the altar. Their mission must be completed. The Mage this time targets the Beastmen crossing the river. He has 1 caster token. He tries with another fireball, and this time he will hit. So that's 2 AP1 hits, but with a possible AP2. And again, he will roll 1 6, and the Beastman will need a 4 to defend the first fireball. He fails that one, and a 5 to block the second, and he makes that defense roll. So 1 wound for the Beastmen, for a total of 2 now. And that roll on the wound chart is no good. We'll roll again, and it's a 5. The Beastman will die. He will be on fire, so to speak, in the middle of the river. The Mage turns around and targets the other Beastman with his magic staff, and he also hits with 1 of his attacks here. And the Beastman will not defend. So he will also take another wound. This time for a total of 3, and he is also shaken. That will add another 1. And of course, 4 on the wound chart is way too much. This Mage is not really consistent in his actions, but when he hits, he sure hits hard. Maltrixa will try to hit the approaching fanatic with her whip, and she rolls miserably with 2 1s. She will not hit him. Instead, the fanatic will charge her right up into her face. And he will hit again with his sharp weapon. This fanatic is not trained in combat, but he sure knows how to hit a demon. Maltrixa takes a wound. Fearing that this is not the last time in this round she's attacked, she will save her return strike, because now Morrigan comes flying across the bridge, and she is just able to reach Maltrixa with a 12-inch charge. So Maltrixa will be attacked again, this time with 3 attacks from Morrigan's whip, and she takes 1 hit. She again has to defend with a 5, and she rolls 1s all the time now. She takes another wound, but this time she decides to fight back with 2 attacks with her flaming gauntlet. She needs not 6s but 5s, and she will not hit Morrigan. Maltrixa is still standing. Both Morrigan and Maltrixa now contest the objective, the altar, but at the end of the round, Maltrixa and the Beastmen are down below half strength. The Beastmen will fail their morale test, and Maltrixa, she needs a 5 or more, and she rolls a 1, another 1, and both Maltrixa and the Beastmen are shaken. And being shaken, Maltrixa can no longer control the objective, and she will have to leave it to Morrigan and her loyal fanatic. Maltrixa and her Beastmen leave the forest as fast as they can. She probably has some explaining to do in front of the Necromancer. Morrigan and her loyal fanatic and the Mage have done a great favor to Teniras by interrupting the dark ritual. Thanks a lot for watching this battle report. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you'll join me for future bad reps.